Okay, good morning. This is going to be a quick update to the Vickie project, the Vickie Stirling engine project. So I've been doing a lot of things off camera, okay, just the conventional lathe work and milling work. So nothing real interesting to put on camera. So this is just an update. So we've come thus far. We've come about halfway, probably. We got a lot of the parts made, but we got a lot to go. Right now I'm working on the hot cap unit, and I'm boring it out. It's a piece of stainless, 1.25 inches in diameter, and I'm boring it out to 1 inch internal diameter right now. And this portion here is going to be a 25 thousandths wall thickness, so it's going to be fairly thin. The last unit that I built was the Crosshead for the power side, and basically it's just a piece of brass turned up in the lathe, and I don't know if I can show this on camera, and it's got some flutes in it and some 3/8 slots in either side of it. So it's a fairly simple unit, not much of interest in the milling and lathe process. So that portion is done, and the hot cap I'm working. I have a couple more parts to do, and then I'm going to bolt everything together. And I've got a lot of threaded holes and bolt and screw holes to make in all of the units. So anyway, with that, I'm boring out this hot cap, so I'll probably fast forward through part of that, but I'll put this on the video, and this is just a quick update as to what's going on. So here we go. I might add at this portion, before we go into a fast forward mode, that I initially drilled this, and I'll include a photo in the video. But basically what I did is I drilled the depth of this hole to 1 5/16, 1.315, and of course it didn't have a flat bottom at that point. So what I did is, once I got out to a 1/2 inch, I used a 1/2 inch end mill to make sure the bottom was flat and the depth was correct. So now I've got a nice flat bottom I'm working to. So on each pass here, I'm going into the depth that I've got set, got the stop set at, and then I'm running the cross slide back to make sure I keep a nice flat bottom and keep the depth correct. So that's what's going on here. So with that, I'll be quiet, and here we go. So I'm backing off 20 thousandths each time to make sure the bottom stays flat. And I'm only putting on 10 thousandths cut. So we got about another 155 thousandths to go. So okay, I'm going to shut the camera off again till we get out to where we're going to make the final pass. So with that, let's go again here. I got record on again. Hopefully I'm not duplicating my speech here. So we've bored this out. The wall thickness is now about 40 thousandths. We got to get it down to 25. So I'm just going to take about, I'm going to put on about 5 thousandths per pass. So right now I'm at 40 thousandths, I think. Let me check it here. So I can put on about 40. I got 40 thousandths. So hopefully you can read that. So I'm going to whittle at this. I don't want to distort the outer shell here, and I got to get this down to 25 thousandths. I will continue to check the inside. I've got a piece of Delrin. So it's a 1/1000th over, so it's not going to go in there no matter what. But should be getting really close when we get out to 1 inch. So with that, I'm going to shut the camera off. I'll bring you back for the final check before we get ready to part it off. So I'm going to shut the camera off again and we'll go at it again. Okay, I've been whittling at this for a few minutes, and I got another 2 thousandths to come off the wall thickness, another 4 thousandths to come off the inside. So this is the proof in the pudding here. We'll see. The wall thickness is getting very thin. I'm going at it little by little. This doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but there's like 3 or 4 different parts that go together, and they all have the same ID. So we want it to line up, but the displacer itself is smaller in diameter than the inside diameter of all these pieces. So it does have to clear inside during operation. I'm trying to get this machine just as close as I possibly can. Like I say, I've got a piece of Delrin here that's an 1/1000th of an inch over. So theoretically it shouldn't go in this bore, but we're asking a lot. And we don't want to mess up this thin wall that we've got. That gets soldered to another brass piece. Let me put it that way. Whoa. Don't screw up now, Larry. Try to keep that bottom nice and square, and the overall depth right on 1.315. So some of these dimensions can be compensated for with other parts, but okay, that should be we should be pretty close. Let's get the tailstock out of the way. We'll zoom out a little bit here. After this, we'll get set up to part it off. That piece of Delrun doesn't go, but it does get started in there. So that's telling me we're pretty close. Boy, this is thin. Whoa. Let's see what the we can kind of measure this, sort of. It's supposed to be 25 thousandths. Try to get it right at the end of the caliper here, but well, keeps jumping around there. It's looks like 26 right there. So I read anywhere from 25 to 26. I tried to lock it, but it's pretty close. Let's see what the inside diameter is. We'll just check it with this. Kind of in the center here. This should be 1 inch. Yeah, I don't know how accurate these calipers are. That's showing about 4 thousandths under. Try with a micrometer. It's showing 3.5 thousandths. Oh, wait a minute. About 3.5 thousandths under. It's still a little tight on the micrometer, so maybe a couple thousandths under. Well, interesting. I forget what this is supposed to be. I think supposed to be 150, and I've got pretty close to that, wherever this is. So what to do? This is so thin, it's getting scary. Check the wall thickness again. I'm right at 25. I think I'm going to leave it alone. I think we're going to call it good. It's the best I can do. Touchy business here. That just starts to go in there. With that, I'm gonna call off right this second and just turn the camera off for a few minutes, and I'm gonna get set up to part it off. So let me shut the camera off. Okay, we're set up to part this off. Unfortunately, I need 2 hands on the dial here to keep the cut going. I need to set up some way to automatically drip some oil on here. Oops, there we go. sized chunk of stainless to cut off here. Now either we don't have enough stick out or something here. Gotta be pretty close. There we go. Well, that took a little bit of effort, but it did come out okay. I didn't have enough stick out on the parting tool, I guess. So there it is. Well, that looks like it's going to work just fine. Got a little chatter mark on the outer edge inside, not much. Pretty close. Okay, we're going to have to make an arbor to put this on. Maybe that piece of Delrin I had, this piece of Delrin will work for that. We'll make an arbor out of that, and then we can have some internal support. Put this back in the chuck. We can clean this end up, and this end gets a 45-degree bevel on it. And we can, I'm not sure what the length is on this. I don't remember. I think it's 1.455, and we're at 1 point, so we got about 15 thousandths to come off this end to get the exact length that's called out on the drawings. So with that, I'll call off on this video, and I think we had success, although not as good as I would have hoped. You know, look at this thing. I guess I didn't leave enough stick out on it. Yeah, that was the problem. Let's see. Well, let's see. Let me wind it back a little bit. No, it barely had enough stick out. There might have been some swarf in there. Anyway, okay, I'll call off. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.